We open up today with a Transformer Tuesday, and Hasbro has given us some reveals today, some brand new images of our Transformers Legacy line, stuff that is going to be shipping out April 1st, 2022, and we are going to talk about today our two brand new core class figures for that Transformer Legacy line. We're going to talk about core class Iguanus and core class Skywarp. These were two characters that we knew were coming due to listings we saw online, and then later on, art that Hasbro had posted in relation to that of the Transformers Legacy line. We speculated, we had our kind of guesses of how they were going to go about this based on the art, based on ideas, based on the fact that it's a core class and its limitations, and we are here today to talk about it. So let's jump into that. This is super exciting. It's nice to get a Transformer Tuesday and have some brand new product revealed to us that is from Hasbro, and not some of the seedier people in the rest of the world. Let's do that, shall we? So let's start with the more exciting one of the two, the core class Iguanus. And as I speculate, I mean, we saw through the images, we saw that he was going to have his Pretender Shell mode in some shape or form featured. Now, for people that aren't aware, again, this character is based off of the 1988 Pretender Shell character. Didn't really have any major fictional appearances in animation, unless you count like commercial animation. But this was someone that, because it was a Pretender Shell, you kind of end up with this kind of issue, much like how the old Bludgeon issue used to be back in the day, which was, do you do the Pretender Shell as the robot mode? Do you do the inner robot of a Pretender Shell as the robot mode feature? And then what do you do about the alt mode? Is that going to be the feature too? Because Iguanus was a beast character, you end up with this extra layer where with something like, let's say, Bludgeon, yeah, sure, you go, okay, it's going to be a tank. For sure, that's going to be the alt mode. And then you just have to really decide how you want that robot mode to look, like the Samurai Pretender Shell or the robot mode that was featured on the inside of the Pretender itself with its actual mini, inner robot Pretender. In this case, because it's a beast alt mode, you kind of have this thing where, do you want that beast kind of monster design to be the alt mode and then have a robot mode that's based off of that? Or are you going to focus on that interesting kind of laser cycle motorcycle mode that he had with the original toy? And that's what they went with. Robot mode based off of the Pretender Shell and transforms into that little motorcycle. Very, very, very fascinating take. Even the weapon that it comes with, and I understand we're going to have this Energon weapon, Energon combining kind of gimmick that I think is going to be part of the play pattern. But even the weapon kind of is, I guess, a little bit of an homage to the Hurricane Air Blaster that the original toy came with. That's what I'm just assuming. But I think he looks fantastic. And it really, I swear, it's just how we are with our Transformer toys. We have to look at them and go, what's going to be the repaints from this guy? What are they going to retool from this to make some other stuff? Because I think he looks great. It's going to be a good companion piece. Now that we saw Junkyard and Wreck-Ar with Studio Series 86, now we got yet again another very, I guess we could call it untraditional motorcycle. In this case, a gator cycle, a purple gator cycle. Very interesting. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe you could do some kind of crocodile Megatron out of this or something. If you I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's very interesting. I like what I see. This is the first time this character has gotten a toy since 1988. So that's fantastic to revisit that character all those years ago, after so long. And again, Pretenders are so tough to bring to market after the kind of not successful attempt that happened with Power of the Primes and the Pretenders there. So this is great. I love it. This is super. I mean, some people were hoping for the Beast Wars version, but when we saw the art and we saw the purple, I guess, lizard face, we knew what was coming. And speaking of know what was coming, and we kind of expected this 200%, it was just a matter of time. When you got a Seeker Jet mold, it's only a matter of time if they get painted into all the stuff. So let's talk about quickly core class Skywarp. Of course, a repaint with a brand new accessory, but in this case, it's a straight up repaint of the core class Starscream from War for Cybertron Kingdom. And it looks like Skywarp, at least this time around, is not going to be the difficult one to get. Traditionally, out of the trio of Seeker Jets, it's always been that Skywarp, not always, but usually Skywarp was the toughest of the three to get. Usually Skywarp ends up being a convention exclusive or a store exclusive, or usually comes at the end of a wave, so it becomes very difficult to get. So it's just nice to see him be a wave one, easily accessible kind of thing. And again, straight up repaint, so there's no real retools or partials or surprises here. But the new thing that he comes with is, yet again, another little extra accessory. And much like the one that comes with Iguanus here, it looks like it has all these little extra pegs and stuff that chances are, I get a feeling, are going to be part of the overall gimmick, the Energon weapons, the combining of pieces, maybe the Energon monster that we've heard rumors about. There's so many little things that could be applied here. But very fascinating, to say the least, that we're going to get these, hopefully by April 1st. The speculation and rumors have been that they've already started to show up inside retailers' stock rooms with street dates, and hey, don't open these until a certain street date. But I wouldn't be surprised if some Walmarts or Targets, or even in the case of Canada, some Toys R Us's, might break those street dates if they need to fill pegs and shelves in, let's say, mid-March or late March. So keep your eye out for this stuff. The fact that we're getting images and everything shows that the hype is real and it's on its way. We got 2 new Decepticon core classes right out of the gate. This is really exciting. Very happy to see about this. Again, now that we got core class Skywarp, it's only a matter of time now until we'll probably see Thundercracker, Sunstorm, Acid Storm, Nova Storm, Red Wing. I know I'm forgetting somebody. I know obviously maybe we'll even get, if you could retool it a little bit, get a Slipstream. I could go on and on. And in the case, again, going back to that Iguanus, like, that's the one again. Maybe I'm missing something, guys. Chime in the comments if you see it, but there's got to be something that could be done, retooled and repainted into this, that could do something else. Like, I understand we're stuck. Okay, we got this. The robot mode could be retooled, but it turns into a motorcycle. So what could be really retooled from that motorcycle that we could kind of get a second run out of this mold, out of just like doing a shallow repaint? Oh, paint it all red and call it an Autobot character. But that wouldn't be the spirit really of Legacy. Legacy is about celebrating past iterations through the history of Transformers. Again, like, now that I look at it, I'm like, if they're really clever with the retooling, can we get a Croc Megatron out of this? Like a Beast Wars Croc Megatron? Is that possible? I'm looking at his feet too, like the feet of the robot mode, and I'm getting like these vibes of the old Protoform Transformers the movie 2007 Optimus Prime. Obviously, I'm not saying they're going to turn it into that, but I'm just trying to see the veneering and the details on this figure, and trying to see where potentially it could go if they wanted to be really clever and do something fresh. I don't know. That's just my take. Kind of interesting stuff. I want to hear what you guys think about it. It's fantastic. And for people that tuned in yesterday, we did a surprise live stream yesterday with Aaron Archer. We just did some sketching. The audio was a little delayed and stuff like that. We did everything at the last second. It was a crazy snow day, and we were just going to talk robots, talk business, and have Transformers sketched live for everyone to see. Thanks, everyone who came by at the last second. I know we didn't announce it. It was just some fun hanging out and just shooting the slag, as I say, with a former Transformer designer and creator. It is what it is. Let me know what you think, guys. Fun stuff, and we'll be talking again really, really soon.